Good evening, everyone. I'm here at a slightly later time because we had a slightly later dinner. It's been a bit of a lazy day today. Hey, Janine, how are you? Let me just put my keyboard out of the way. And I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. Our teenage son was out partying, so we treated ourselves to a takeout last night, which was delicious. We had a lovely take. It was really nice. We haven't had one in ages, actually, so it was really nice. It was a proper treat. But yeah, just a very lazy weekend, really. Hi, Lizzie. Hey, Danette. Good evening. I've been watching a bit of the Olympics. It's been good, hasn't it been good? Winter Olympics have been good. So I had that on in the background a bit today whilst doing a few bits and bobs this morning. And had a little online session with some of my team this afternoon, some of the wider team as well, for a bit of crafting. Do you know what? It was needed. I have a list of things I needed to be doing. Don't we all always? And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give myself permission, actually, yesterday to just do nothing. Had a little afternoon nap. It was just delightful. I just thought, no, I'm just going to just stop and actually refresh, recuperate, relax. So this evening I have I've chopped into them for a card that I am sharing on my socials tomorrow. There's one for the Global Design Project, so I've used a little bit of the paper, but I haven't really chopped into it. And it is the new product of the month. So Painted Illusions 12 by 12, Darling Duckling, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Petal Pink, and Pretty Peacock. It is a beautiful set of papers just for £5 to be added on to an order of 70. So if you reach the threshold to be able to add this on, it's a fabulous pack of paper. So I thought, it was sat on my desk, and I thought that is what we're going to be using tonight. So I've thought we'll make a couple of cards using that, and maybe a bit of flowers probably thrown in there. I pulled out this one, which was Paradise Garden. This is a new one. And then this one here, which is the gorgeous Simply Beautiful and the Beauty Feast Celebrated. So they were the ones that I pulled out of my basket. It is merry. Do you know, sometimes you just need to stop. And that's exactly, I was just like, do you know, yes, I have a long list. Yes, I have lots to do, but sometimes you just need to actually give yourself permission to relax, don't you? Right. Let me put the camera on my desk. I don't know if I'll be using blends or watercolouring, but I got some water at the ready just in case, a little bowl of water. And I thought we'll kick off with cutting some of the paper up. Isn't it gorgeous? So we'll do a little card front size. Let's put that out of the way and do a couple of those. Then, right, let's pick out so we can have, let's see, these will go together beautifully, won't they? So we've got this rainbowy one. This is the one I chopped into. I used this side actually. It's for a baby themed card, so that one will be up tomorrow. So if I do how best to cut this, I only want I was going to do just some strips of paper, so I take a strip of that. That'll give us 2 pieces. Oop. there's 3. I keep forgetting there's 3 of each. I keep jumping to the next one. So there's 3 of each pattern of this one. So, oh, isn't that beautiful? Stunning paper. Let's do a little 1/2-inch strip of that one. And do I want this one? Do I want that one? Don't know. Let's put that to one side for a sec and chop these down. There we go. 4 inches. 4 inches. I've got that. It's like mermaid paper, this one. Beautiful. I like that one with the colour through it, and that one. And then another one of this one. I just love the sweepy watercolour in it, isn't it gorge? And then the blues on the back of that. So we'll maybe have that one. And we'll go 4 and 4. That one, I might even steal, that'll do. That one as well. All of them. Don't know if the mermaid one fits in with the pattern. I do quite like it, but we'll see. Okay, I've got our bits of paper. Let's put them out of the way. It is beautiful, beautiful paper. And let's see. So I thought we could just stick some of these down just to show off how lovely the papers are, really. So it was really just a kind of whether we want gaps in it or whether I want them together. I'm not sure. Let's go that light pink one, darker pink. That one. Ooh, that one, and then maybe that. And again, it's just whether we back them up together, no gap, or we have a gap. And then, do we want to watercolor or shall we blend? We would do a white outline. We could watercolor, couldn't we? So we could take some of the white outline and like drop some of these colors in that match with the papers. Or we could stamp onto the papers and do a bit of what's it called? Like paper piecing, which could work really well. This big flower and the leaves. Let's do them for the minute, but I might grab the smaller one. But it says watercolor, please. Sure. No problemo. Right. Let's do. Is that watercolor? No, I think that's a bit cardstock placed on top of my watercolor. Got all muddled up. All muddled up. Evening, Sue. Good evening. On the page, yes, it is. And get the embossing body going on there, and then our Versamark. I love watercolouring, so it's a good job you enjoy watching me, Mandy. I think it's my most favourite thing to do. Okay. We're on. So that is looking good. Let's do white. And there we go. So we've got our big flower and our leaves. And heat gun. Oh, it's not. I've been good. I've unplugged my heat gun when I wasn't using it, but now it means I need to plug it back in. I'm just conscious I don't want like the cat knocking it and turning it on, or it accidentally falling on the floor and the button clicking on. I mean, it's you have to you have to really push this button to turn it on, but I'm just conscious that it doesn't turn on when I'm not watching. So I do try and turn it off when it's not in use. Sherry from Australia is watching as well. Hello everyone, good morning, good evening. White lines then to paint into. Slightly missed the tip of the leaf, but I think we can probably will get away with it. Okay. So we have our flower on there, so you can see the white embossing. Now, if we go, what blues was this? Did it say, was it Misty Moonlight, did it say? Misty and Pretty Peacock. And then we've got Granny Apple Green as well. So we could go Granny Apple and like Peacock on the leaf. And then maybe if we take like the pink, orange and yellow. So Flirty, Darling Duckling and doesn't have an orange on there, but I'm going to guess. Or it's just a mix of the pink and the yellow maybe. So let's see how that mixes. We can do a bit of a tester, can't we? So Darling Duckling. Do we want pretty and pink? Brain is like a sieve. Flirty. Oh, we could. Yeah, no. Let's do pink. Mary says, I was in bed one night and heard this high-pitched sound. Turns out it was my heat tool from the opposite end of the house. Now, yes. Now I unplug it after every use. I highly recommend, because, you know, it only has to fall and, you know, the weight of it, if it's on the edge of a desk or something, I just think, yeah, it is sensible to just put it off at the power switch. Flirty Flamingo. I should have got these colours out earlier, but I didn't. So, Granny Apple, that, and then do we want a blue? Don't think we need the blue. We can come back to the blue if we need it. Okay. Let's get a Oh, sorry, clatter. That was loud in your ears if you were on headphones. Sorry, I dropped an E-block. Whoops. Did everyone have a wonderful Valentine's? Did actually, yes. We had a lovely takeout, and it was very nice. An Indian takeaway. It was a proper treat. So haven't had one in ages, and it was delicious. So good. Joshua was out at a party. He was out at an 18th. So he was out for the evening till about 11:30. So it was just very chilled and didn't have to cook. So that was wonderful. I even got a bunch of flowers, which we don't really do Valentine's. It's not we're both ways. Neither of us really bother with cards and whatnot. Stephen popped out for some shopping and brought me back a bunch of flowers, which was very lovely. Oh, it was a nice surprise. Okie dokie. Right, green and peacock. Ooh. Now I've just got to find the leaves. It would help if the paper was the right way up. I was like, oh, that's really hard to see, isn't it? Where's the embossing? It's the wrong way up. Whoops. Right. Excuse me, I managed to get to the mute button in time. Goodness. Right. So we will go Granny Apple Green with a reasonable amount of water. And the same on this one. And in there. And then we can take our pretty peacock and come back the other way. And just flood slightly into the, and we can, taking our water and then cleaning that brush off and really making sure that that's not got any extra colour in. And then bring green back up. And if we want to strengthen up that granny apple, we can go in a much darker colour tip. So that's dried somewhat, so I'll add some water to that and then take the pretty peacock again from the tip. So you get just the pretty peacock at the tip and just the granny apple at the base, and then you've got this lovely mix of the two in the middle, so you've got a bit like that paper replicating. Thanks for that. That colour combo is a nice combo, isn't it? The green and the peacock. Right. So we will now add, might get a different block actually. So if in case you want to come back with those greens and blues. So I've got Flirty Flamingo and Darling Duckling. If you want it to be crisper yellow, you might go Daffodil Delight, but the Darling Duckling is what's in the paper. And so you're going to get a better kind of mix to the, you're going to get a closer match to the paper by doing this, the Darling Duckling. But if you don't have the Darling Duckling, you could swap it out for the yellow, for Daffodil Delight. I've not thought about how I'm going to mix this. I've just gone straight in with the Darling Duckling. Let's see. Oh, that's a strong strong pink. So I'll get a bit of flamingo. We'll just go like mottled actually, rather than working on each petal separately. Bex says the leaves look like the DSP. Good. It's definitely, I'm so inspired by DSP when the colours come out, because it gives you a great starting point for possible colour combinations that you might not think to put together. So it's fun to play with those. And let's do pink in there and just have that loose, because the colour is quite loose between the pink into that to mute that down a little bit. Need to go and grab another tissue. I'll use that to myself. Right, let me just grab another tissue. Oh, that was my knee. 1 second. I'm so grateful the kitchen is literally just here. I've only got to just nip through a door. It's quite handy, really. I should have a roll of this kitchen to paper in my craft room. I'll try not to use it too much. I try and use my chamois, but it is easier with a paper towel because you can just throw away the mess, can't you? It's coming together. Okay. A bit darker yellow down there. It's so interesting when the colours dry, because that Flirty Flamingo looks really different when it's going on whilst it's wet, and then it dries much softer. And go a bit darker yellow. Oop. Slight hair on there. There. What do we think? Do you like the colour? I wouldn't necessarily have put Darling Duckling and Flirty Flamingo together, but actually, I really like that. Pretty. Kind of gives a lovely mottled. So you could let that set to one side to dry. I obviously want to speed it up, so I'm going to blast it with the heat gun. Heat, just if there's any sort of like movement with your, can you see on that leaf there, it's moving around. So I'm just going to try and keep it a bit flat while I dry it, so it doesn't tip out. Oh, thanks, Jill. Oh. Okay. There we go. So we've got the big flower and the leaves. And it'd be really interesting actually to do Pretty Peacock into a pink. I think that could be a really nice kind alternative flower as well. Let me put that to one side. Just tuck that out of the way so I don't drop anything on it. So there are dies for this, which I will just grab on my trolley. So there is, I haven't got to a point that anything's properly in alphabetical order or anything at the minute, so it is a question of flicking through my dies to look for them. But I've got that one and that one for the leaf. Now, having coloured all of this, we want to make sure that we cut this and we don't have that move. So I will take some kind of scissors around there and I will tape that down as we put that through the cut and emboss machine. So I'll put that through the big machine. And then I should be able to use the mini with you. The flower will fit through, it's just that as I've got it on that bigger piece of paper, I thought I'd use the big machine. So yeah, you want to make sure that having gone to the effort of heat embossing and watercolouring and all of that jazz, that you've got this properly held in place so you don't get any movement. There we go. Leaves, dies. So Sue, with yours, when you say yours don't look like that, do you find that the colours don't merge together or they merge together too much? What would you say you're sort of struggling with? Is it the mixing of colours or like the amount of water you've got on there maybe? I wonder. Both. It's and do you use a paintbrush or do you use a water brush? Because that also, if the water's kind of flooding out too much of a water painter, sometimes having that paper towel to dab off the water to get the right amount of water on there can be a big help. Okie dokie. Right, flower that. I think we need to be able to see this one because that one is kind of determining the colours on the flower. So if we don't see that, it looks a bit odd, and I might take that one away and I might put that one. Oh, tricksy. Let's do that. Let's put that one there and that one there. Keep those for another card, I think. Maybe. Or the blue could go under there. I wonder whether to get rid of that blue. I think we'll get rid of the blue and have 5. Oh, hey, Chris. So do you job with a weighted paper towel? I think it's so different to painting with blends because with like when you're colouring with blends, you're really wanting to mix the colours together. Whereas it can be hard with the watercolour because you almost need to it's just not go too much. You want them to mix, but you don't want them to be mixed as one colour when you're doing that kind of flood. I was going to leave a gap of white, but I've changed my mind. I think I am going to butt them together because now I've done that. I could push them. White or no white? White. I think we need white in there. Let's have a small gap. Thank goodness for Tombow glue, eh? A little bit of movement. Just a small slither of white, a bit like the white on the paper then. And we can really show those papers off. Which way to go with the leaves? Up, I think. Yeah, let's put them up there. Let's do dimensionals. This is such a beautiful flower, isn't it? It's a real star of a card. Love it. Love it, I love it. That one, and then we'll have this one glued in. So I'll go glue on the edge and the edge of the leaf there. So you've got a bit of glue in there. To twine or not to twine. To twine or not to twine. What have we got? It needs something, doesn't it? Do like a little, I wonder if I could do like a little doodle. Let me practice on a bit of white first. Let me practice. Let me see. Because I could add like a little kind of like that kind of around the edge. What do you reckon? I think that could be quite nice actually. Adds a little bit if it needs something, doesn't it? I think. Let's do. Do I want to dot or dash? Little dash maybe. There. Kind of a doodle. And then we could, because we've got the black outline, we could then do a black sentiment maybe. We could do white embossing. You make the world a better place, you're appreciated. Oh, what have we got? Spread joy. Wishing you happiness and love. I like that. Hope you feel your best soon. Let's have a little look-see. A long sentiment, I think, just to kind of break through there. Let's do that. This is a new set and I've not done my stamping yet, but I'm stealing a sentiment off it. I'll be able to find its home. Let's do let's say black. Let's do black. Let's scrap of that. Let's move you up a little bit so we can see what we're doing. Oh, that was a lot of That was a lot of powder, wasn't it? Whoops. Wishing you happiness and love. That's nice. I'll do 4. And white powder. I might have some white dots actually. That might look nice. Just thinking about embellishments or other bits and bobs that we could put on. Even, do you know, Claire says gems, even just some rhinestones could look nice. I think like rhinestones get a bit forgotten, don't they? Here in one go. Dum dum dum. Let's go down the middle of that, and then we can tidy that up. I always use my big scissors, but you can always use your trimmer if you feel happier to get a straight line. There, just tidy this up. I don't want to fiddle around with this too much, otherwise it'll end up going wonky. Wonky donkey. Okay, a very animated computer games in the other room. I think they're playing FIFA online, so I think it's getting all very it's critical moments in the game, I think. Right, I'm doubling the dimensionals up on that end. So can you see where I've just put a little extra bit? That's where I'm going to butt that against there so that it is 1 dimensional on top of the flower and 2 on that side so that it matches. And then just some rhinestones maybe. As I say, let's see what embellishments have we got. Let's go with these paper peacock. I've got a load of those ones. I've ended up with a load of those. Oh, sparkles, pink sparkles, green sparkles. They're nice. Silvers, gold. Let's have a look at this. Sparkle Dot Essentials. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, they look nice actually. Even the green looks. Ooh, maybe. The blue is kind of like, I think that's Secret Sea in that blue, but the blue kind of goes peacock with that geminate or pink. Don't know. Tricky. Let's have a look, see what else there is, if there's anything a bit better. Oh, here we go. These would be better. In colour dots. We've got the orangey and we've got the Darling Duckling. I think that is nicer actually. I don't know which suite they came with. I've clearly not used them yet. I don't know where they've come from. Right, let's go with the Darling Duckling. One on the flower. And then could put it on. I normally go for a white, but black would look really striking, wouldn't it? Go black base, or just go with our bog standard white. But I think black could really pop. So I think black might be the base, card base. Let's do. So I'll score in half that way and then cut. So cut in half, 10.5. And these pens that I doodled with are the pack of 3. So they are the 0.4 and you get 3 of them in the pack. They're all the same, but they're great for doing little doodle things on cards. Just grab. Notice that had just edged up. Let's just also trim that. There's a couple that just are sticking ever so slightly over the edge on each side. And then glue that down. Nearly upside down. Glue that down the correct way up. And we have our finished card. We just need a piece of white, which I doodled on, which actually I could finish doodling. That was just a test doodle, wasn't it? But if I finish that, because it wasn't, oop. There was nothing wrong with that, so that can go inside. Go inside the card. Go to waste. And it matches. So we've got that inside with 5 pieces of the paper from the product of the month. And I'm wishing you happiness and love. This I've left fairly plain, but if you wanted to, you could splatter. I think I don't know whether I'd go yellows or pink if I was splattering, or even green maybe, but I think I'm going to leave it without any splatters on this one. I don't know if I've got, I have got a little bit of white twine. White twine could be nice. This must have come from a kit, I think. Let's put a little white. Rather than linen thread, I've got the white bow on there. Oh, thanks to Nat. The glue dot will stick on there, and then a little lift with the pokey tool. Wonder if which side should I put it on? Should I put it under here? Oop. There was enough of a gap, wasn't there? I can put that. Oop. If it'll get off the pokey tool. I can do something. Those tails definitely need to be shorter, don't they? Whoop. Mary says you convinced me I need that paper now. It is beautiful paper, isn't it? Teal splatters. Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you, Paul. Light pretty peacock. What I'm going to do is I am just going to place a scrap piece of paper over the flower, because I don't really want loads of splatters over the flower. So I'll just kind of cover that, and then that means we can, I don't mind it on the edge there. There. Don't want it. Oh, I've got some on the flowers anyway. Hey ho! There you go. Got some splattering now. Okay. Wishing you some happiness and love. Got our thing inside. There you go. Hope you give that a go with the watercolouring. But I'd love to see what you make with the Colours of the Month papers. Even just a background and a sentiment on them. Honestly, they are so pretty. If you had any one of those papers, let me just grab them back. Say, like this one. I mean, if you had just a front sheet and a thing on it with a little bit of twine or something, be lovely, wouldn't it? Just in time to see the finished card. There you go. Right, have a lovely rest of your day for those that have got a few hours left. Happy Monday to those who are already there. And I will see you. Have a good, it's half term here for many of the schools and colleges. So Joshua has a week off. I do not. I am working. However, I do have a week off coming up when we go to On Stage in Cologne. So I cannot complain because only a few weeks till we go away for that. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. So if you're going to Cologne, I may see you there. And if not, I will be sharing all my travels when I get there on Instagram and whatnot. So, but I will see you before then. I'll see you next Sunday. Have a lovely week, everyone. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.